Hi, the kids. George?
Hi guys, I am Jenna McCohen. For y'all that don't know who I am Marlene's sister. Hey! I have Mango with me because today I'm going to talk about my bird that I had, Paco. So I'm trying to have Mango hang out on my shoulder. I think he's more interested in my vest and potentially my lips. Before I start to tell you about Paco, the reason this came up is because there is the Parrot Station on Facebook, and I love the Parrot Station. It's like the perfect place. Honestly, for me, it makes my day so much better. It's great. Like, literally my whole Facebook, my Instagram is all birds and your birds and who they are. And I love hearing like, thank you for adding me. This is my bird in a video. It's literally cuteness overdose. Me and Marlene are absolutely dying when we get notifications. With Parrot Station, I actually saw a conure that I wrote. Oh my god, this reminds me of Paco. Someone wrote back, who is Paco? And I realized, well, me and Marlene both realized that we never mentioned Paco because unfortunately he is no longer with us. Marlene hadn't been really posting so many videos as she is now. He was originally Marlene's bird when she first moved to LA. When she first got him, he was just always in the cage and hard to handle, and she actually managed to tame him and make him more friendly, more manageable. She had a boyfriend at the time called Omer, and Omer is a great guy. He's still a very good family friend. She has converted him into a bird lover as well. During that time, he actually bonded with Omer more than he bonded with Marlene. So through their relationship, Paco was more of Omer's bird than Marlene's bird. And then I think at one point she got Malibu, the Mustache parakeet, which I think she has mentioned before, about a year ago. His life got a little bit more hectic, and he was saying that like he wishes he could give Paco more attention. And because he knows that because he's been with Paco for so long. And he even said like it's so hard for him to think about giving him to someone new because at some hard times in his life, Paco was his only friend. And so Paco is his best friend and he loves him so much. And he originally was like, Marlene, can you take him? A little bit of a backstory. When I was 16, there was a conure in Petco. And although I've always been around birds, growing up with them, I don't know if you guys have experiences with this. Even Jersey kind of has this. They're kind of nervous around kids, and I guess it's the unpredictability of how the kid's gonna move or how fast he's gonna move. And also on top of that, it's a little nerve-wracking because like no one wants a bird to potentially get scared and frightened and potentially bite a kid. So although I grew up with a lot of birds, I wasn't always the favorite family member because I was young. But at 16, a little bit older and wiser, I went into Petco, me and my friend, and I wanted to see the birds. And there was a green-cheeked conure. And the first thing this green-cheeked conure did was run up to the cage and let me scratch his cheek and its head. And I was absolutely in love. Knowing at the time that we had Ty, I couldn't ask for another bird. I was always in high school, you're always in high school running out with your friends. I knew I couldn't give this bird the full attention that it needed. So I told myself, you know what? When I get older, I'm gonna get a conure. What are you doing down there? I don't know, I'm in love with conures. Like, they're just so playful, they're outgoing. Yes, they can be loud, but like what animal is not loud? So ever since then, I knew that I wanted a conure, any kind of conure. So when the opportunity came, my sister was like, you know what, let me ask Jenna. And Omer came to me and he said, you know, I need to think of Paco more than I need to think about my love for him. I would want him to be with someone that I know and someone that I know has been around birds, and I didn't know if like you would want him. And I was at the time living in an apartment on my own, so it made more sense because there's not like a lot of birds, it's just me and my roommate, and my life was changed. Now, Paco originally likes men. Like, he's full on a man's conure. Like, he just loves men. So me having him was kind of like, is it gonna work? Is it not? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it work. I got him a little stand, so when I do my homework or when I eat, he's there, and he doesn't necessarily have to be on me or next to me. Honestly, this is kind of how Paco was. All over me, running around. Again, I wasn't his favorite person, but we had an understanding that I'm taking care of him. He just changed my life because it was the first time that it was like my bird. Oh, I didn't think I'd get sad. But it was like my bird, and I had the full responsibility, and I chose to have this bird in my life. Yeah, I would take a moment. I ended up getting a boyfriend around that time, and the boyfriend that I had, his name is Alex. I've turned him also into a bird lover. He actually watches this, so hey Alex. And Paco fell in love with Alex, like completely fell in love with him. And I don't know if any of you like have this experience, but like if I went to go like give a kiss to Alex, Paco would get jealous and like run across his chest saying like, this is my man, you're not allowed to kiss him. It was a great bonding experience for me to have, although I wasn't necessarily the one that he fell in love with. It was just fun seeing him having the character that he has, like really bring it out. He's just overall a really good bird. I remember like first time I showed Alex that he hated water bottles. Oh my god, I remember the first time I saw Paco hate water bottles. If there was a water bottle on the counter, he'd just run towards it and knock it down as fast as possible. Oh, okay, come here. What are you doing? Anyway, Paco hated water bottles, and he's hated it his whole life. When I first showed Alex that he hated water bottles, we couldn't stop laughing. We wanted to set up the whole apartment with water bottles and watch him just like tear down and knock down all the water bottles as much as possible. It was the funniest thing. I actually have a little bit of a video of him. Okay. Well, this is gonna be a cut. I didn't have that many water bottles, but I do have a little video of me setting up like a pyramid of red Solo cups. When Alex tried to kiss them or touch it, he like tried to knock it down. It's the funniest video. I'll have to go back in my phone and see if it's there and see if like I can show it to you guys. It was really, really funny. It's honestly, Paco was an amazing, amazing bird. I never really thought that that could possibly happen, like someone who's never been introduced to a bird. He's never even had a pet. Not a dog, not a fish. Going right into birds, that's a big thing to go into because, you know, they're very unique, special animals, as you know, and as Marlene always says. You have to understand the beauty and the uniqueness and the personality of a bird to really be a bird owner. Unfortunately, Paco, was a little under the weather one day. He wasn't really standing up on his feet fully. Another strange thing, although I was loving it, he was very affectionate with me. He wanted my attention consistently, and like, that's never happened, and I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I had to take him to the vet to see, like, you know, my bird's not 100%. He was still perky, but like he was a little bit more friendly, a little bit more laid back. Reminder, Paco at this time was 17 years old or 18 years old, something around there. So he was a little bit of an older bird. I actually only had him for about 8 months to a year when discovering that he actually had gout, which grew on his feet, and his feet started getting swollen. I also read up that it could potentially be internally as well. That gout can grow on organs as well. We were hoping that that wouldn't happen, but unfortunately I think it took over him. And I know he was a little bit older, and I think conures live about 20 to 30 years, so he was getting up there. I miss him all the time. And then when I do have my own place again in my own house and a little bit more independent, I'm gonna get a conure. Not necessarily a sun conure, but maybe. There's someone who posted a blue crown conure on Parrot Station, and I love those. I think they're the cutest little conures or little birds, and I think that's definitely going to be a potential for my next bird that I would get, or a green-cheeked conure. Yeah, that's my story about Paco. I'd like to say sorry for crying, but He's an important part of my life. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, just ask me. I'm definitely gonna see this video, and I'll definitely comment and respond to any questions. I want to add that Omer was really upset too, and like was helping me with everything that I could with the vet bills, and like it was really, really an emotional time for us and me. And like what I'm more happy about is that like he's no longer in pain, because he was in a lot of pain. You could just tell that his time was about to come, and that like I could be with him in that last moments. So I'm gonna try to switch gears and be more happy and excited, and I hope this video makes you like hug your pets a little bit closer, and whether it's a dog or a bird or a cat or whatever, keep them close and give them a big kiss and tell them you love them, because you never know what's gonna happen. I didn't really expect to cry in this, because I was like, no, I'm not gonna cry, you know, I've always talked about Paco. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, definitely subscribe down at the bottom, give it a thumbs up, start following Parrot Station. It's awesome. I want to see your birds. Marlene wants to see your birds. Like always, Marlene has her story on Instagram of all the birds. If you guys want to follow me on Snapchat, I am Jenna Sarah on Snapchat. It's GENNASARA, no H. And I occasionally Snapchat the birdies and my doggies. And then I'm sometimes silly on there, so I hope you guys like a little silliness. Yeah, that'd be awesome if I see a few people who are adding me on Snapchat to check out the birds every once in a while and see my point of view of how I live with the birds. Thank you guys. It was nice talking to you and sharing this information, and I hope everyone has a good Sunday.